Bum 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 bum. Succession.
That's not how the song goes.
Oh, are you sure? How does it go? Do you want to play it?
Do you
want to? Are you sure it's not bum 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 bum?
No, it's a little bit more muted than that. We don't need to play it though.
Are you sure?
Yeah,
that's how the song goes. I'm gonna keep singing until you play the song. Bum 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 bum.
Fine, I'll play it.
Bum 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 bum. I'm just kidding. I'll just play right now.
It's nothing like what you were saying.
That's exactly how it sounded.
No, not at all. Like nothing at all. Wrong.
All right. So by the way, that is the insanely addicting song for Succession. This is hello everybody to another episode of Have a Clue TV Review. We are covering Successions. Mainly season 3. Oh yeah, right. Succession. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Because before this, we recorded foolishly our awards reaction. But for fun, we'll see how that goes. It's gonna be insane. For what's called, we're covering Succession season 3. Just ended not too long ago.
Mm-hmm.
And we're gonna keep this brief and not brief. We're mainly just talking about season 3 right now, and briefly on our journey and how we came to the show and what our thoughts and opinions are season 1 and 2. And Succession is a show created by Jesse Armstrong, and it's about it's loosely based on the life of Rupert Murdoch, who used to own Fox and Fox News, corporate media giant. And but instead of Rupert Murdoch, because for legal reasons, they instead made it the Roy family. Logan Roy, played by Brian Cox, is owner of a multi-billion-dollar empire
that he built himself from the ground up, from being just like a shit farmer.
Yeah,
basically.
Yeah. And he's the owner, founder, and CEO of that company is called Waystar Royco, and he has multiple kids. Kendall Roy, Shiv Roy, Roman Roy, and Connor Roy, and who are all vying, mainly just Kendall, Shiv, and Roman, are vying for the throne to be the next CEO of the company. But at the same time, Logan doesn't want to just hand it off to them, and essentially hence the title of the show. They're going through different political, economic, and hoops to try to win his favor, but all at the same time kill their dad, metaphorically speaking, from the top position. It took the world by storm just recently by breaking the record for most nominations for Critics' Choice Awards. The season 2 just won Best Drama for the series, and it's now HBO's critical Golden Goose. And Miles and I fucking love this film series.
Yeah, it's a great show. I think I started watching it season 1. One of my dad's best friends was like talking up the show. He was like, "Oh yeah, Succession's so cool, it's awesome," and I was like, "Okay, I guess I'll have to watch it then." So I started watching it about halfway through season 1, got caught up to where I was, or to where it was at, and have just been watching it whenever it releases since.
Yeah. No, I agree. It's what's it called? I watched it pretty much right when it came out, for just because I've heard. I was excited to I know Adam McKay was directing it. I'm not the biggest Adam McKay fan, but it was after The Big Short and I was kind of big on him. I was like, okay, I'll be curious to see what he does next. And I really like Brian Cox.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was curious to see what the show was about. I watched the first episode and I was kind of okay. But I just kept watching it because I already invested in it. And I was like, it has like a weird dark humor to it that I kind of enjoy. That's fucked up, especially like in the first episode where Roman, played by Kieran Culkin, tells this kid like, "Hey, I'll give you $1 million if you can make a home run."
Yeah,
and then
dude, it's so fucked up.
Yeah, I know.
Like,
and then the kid doesn't make it, and he rips it in front of the kid, and there's so much pressure, and he's like, you couldn't do it, kid."
Yeah, I think that the best part of that was like, because earlier in the episode, Tom had given a watch to Logan. And then you see just the kid get this like really fancy ass watch from Logan in exchange for not revealing how much of a dickhead Roman was being.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's it called? It's That was fucking hilarious. But then by the last episode,
Mhm.
the episode's titled what's it called?
Of season 1?
Yeah, season 1 is called Nobody's Ever Missing.
Yeah.
And that it was Shiv and Tom's wedding, and that's just
a fucking dark
killed
episode.
it.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that episode completely sucked me into the series.
Mhm.
I already liked it kind of before. I'll be honest, like in retrospect, I love season 1 a lot more now. While
Yeah.
watching it, I was still trying to figure out the rhythm. Like they're so unlikable.
Well,
They're so
I mean,
accessible. But yeah,
my
I still
favorite-
watched it.
My favorite relationship throughout the entire show has been the Tom and Greg relationship.
wait.
And they
We'll-
didn't
we'll get-
develop that too much until season 2.
Oh yeah,
But,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh yeah, with the Tom, you can't make.
Mhm.
It's just something like this. It's like, you can't make a tomlet without Greg eggs.
What?
Remember that?
No, you can't make a tomlet without breaking some Gregs.
Oh, right. You can buy some Gregs. Yeah. That's fucking great. Please, Rosie, I'll put that in the video loop. I'm gonna narrow down the video loop for you guys. I put too much in the video loop.
Mm-hmm.
What's it called? For people who don't know, Rosie's our graphic designer and a video loop maker. And then, but for this one, since they haven't watched the show, there's not a lot of context for them to go through. So we were just putting in a lot. Originally, this was supposed to be a full podcast, but not to put anyone on blast.
Okay. You can't put anybody on blast on this. We came up with this last week. And,
Oh wait, to be fair,
and there's 3 fucking seasons.
Okay,
like,
to be
it
fair,
took all my power
I said
just to get through it.
one of the person got an extra head up notice, and they just refused to watch it like ever, right? Because they're lazy,
Yeah.
right? And then I'm not gonna put their names on blast, but it's like I am a mean person, so I'll say it. But
Hey,
and then the other
also-
person, I
and
was like,
also
you could just watch season 1, you just
Yeah.
talk about it with us, and then you head out.
I had also been saying since the beginning of season 3, hey, we need to talk about Succession. We need to talk about Succession.
Well, I agreed with you, but then the other two were like, nah, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
What's it called? I know. I'm sorry. I'm bitching, you guys. I'm being mean right now. I love you both.
Philip's a very mean person, if you guys can't tell. He's kind of like Tom.
Yeah, but to be fair, it's like I also do this out of love. It's like one of the best shows on television. So
actually,
forcing
you're toxic and you're a little bit like impotent and
impotent.
Kind of.
Where did that come from? Have you had sex before?
What?
Did I enter your butthole with my little pee-pee?
No, I'm just saying that you're like Tom in the way that you're.
Usually that people
you're
talk
like
about it in a
socially
sexual
impotent.
sense. Socially impotent.
Yeah.
What's it called?
Just like Tom.
I guess.
You say a lot of the same stuff he does too. You're just as toxic.
I disagree.
It's great. Yeah.
I get the toxicity part, but I don't agree with that part. Okay. What's it called? Impotent. I mean, like, I guess. I mean, did you have sex with me without knowing, and then did I not satisfy you all the ways possible? I'll make sure to go down on you more next time. You know what I mean? In the right hole, the front hole. Okay.
Yeah, no, you talk just like
why don't
all
you
the
just
people
fuck
on
off?
the show. Oh,
You know,
why don't I just fuck off? Why don't you just fuck off?
Fuck off.
Yeah.
Yeah. By the way, for people who watch the show, that's Logan Roy's catchphrase.
Also, like half the family's catchphrase.
Yeah. Fuck
It's like
off.
sometimes Roman will be like, "Yeah, thank you, fuck off."
Yeah.
Like, he'll just like add it to the end of sentences, trying to be like his
Yeah.
dad, and that's actually what it's meant to signify is that they're trying to be like their father,
Exactly.
and they're all fucking toxic people.
Yeah, they are. It's like some of the most successful people on television that we root for some reason. But in a way, because it's just insanely good writing. Because it's also it's a better satire than most Adam McKay stuff because it's subtle and it's also funny and it has a lot of dramatic elements to tie us to the narrative and engage us with what's happening. Because it's also about intergenerational dynasty. What's it called? Self success versus brought up success. It has a lot of things going into it that I wish we had more time, and I wish we had more people on this podcast. I promise you guys, when season 4 comes out, we'll bring everybody on here and we'll do a full seasons 1 through 4 a review. It'll be a longer episode.
Maybe.
Yeah. No. We're gonna have to. I'm like legit like gonna force them to watch it.
Yeah, right. Like they would ever watch this.
They have to.
No,
If they want to keep their jobs.
You know that they don't like good stuff.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's why they don't like. Okay, to be fair, oh my god, have you seen the recent Arcane? This is a brief tangent.
Actually,
have you seen the recent Arcane comment on our YouTube channel?
No, I have not.
They were like, oh, like they're like, oh, this is the only video that talks negative about Arcane, and then I think Ron might have replied back to it and saying that, oh, hey, if it doesn't work for us, doesn't mean it doesn't work for you guys. We're just, offering our opinion.
Yeah.
And then, very diplomatic, very
Mhm.
diplomatic. Good on Ron. But and then it didn't work for some of our hosts, and I'm like, yeah, I'm like grouped in with you guys on like not liking Arcane because
Yeah.
like you and everyone else had a very strong opinion. But to be fair, out of the 3 opinions, I only considered your opinion valid because once you guys listen to the episodes, you know what I'm talking about. One person didn't finish the series, and the other person was like half asleep while watching the series because like when we're talking about plot points,
I
just forgot.
focused and I tried to watch the series and it was horrible.
Yeah, we're not gonna
Okay,
talk
we're
too
not
much
gonna
about
get back into
but
it.
it's just
Okay,
like it's a brief side
yeah.
tangent, but we promise we'll do a more in-depth review. But yeah, after the season finale, I was like really sucked in, and then season 2 came out, and then it just took everything on a whole nother level. Right, like I suddenly got the rhythm, and it's not like the rhythm was already there, but I finally understood the rhythm of the writing, what the characters were going for, what the writers were going for, what Jesse Armstrong was going for.
Oh, and it was just amazing season 2 watching Kendall be basically neutered the entire season.
Yeah.
Because
So what happened in season 1 was it's basically Kendall's trying to take the throne away from his dad, Logan Roy, right? But ultimately failing, and he's going back to his drug habits because he used to be a drug addict. But in Shiv and Tom's wedding, in order to score some drugs, he goes with the waiter boy, and he's the one driving, though he's high as fuck. But the waiter boy like grabs the wheel and they get in an accident, and unfortunately, Kendall. He actually did. To be fair, he did try to save the guy a couple times, but ultimately decided to just just leave and book it.
Yeah.
And then the kid drowned, obviously, and super dark.
It really hit him hard.
Yeah, and that completely neutered him, and to the point where like he no longer he gave up because his dad found out that he murdered not murdered he was involved in the accident. So Logan was like uses that as a leverage against Kendall. You're gonna work under my wing, and you're also gonna
like part of me
no
even
longer
thought
try to get my throne.
Part of me even thought that like Logan somehow arranged everything because he had been
that season 4
that mastermind type thing.
We'll see in season 4.
Yeah.
Also, we found out Logan is just very lucky.
I wouldn't say it's lucky. I would say
he's
that
great.
He just scares the shit out of people.
But you gotta admit, he also has luck to him. We'll get into season 3 finale because that happened because of luck. Like in terms of okay, we're not gonna get into it. But basically, that last thing had to happen because like it was a 50-50 of what this character was gonna do, right? Betray one party or the other.
Yeah, but because Logan can just scare the shit out of people.
Well, that adds to like his luck and stuff,
but
right?
Imagine
Tom didn't imagine. Oh no, fuck! I'm gonna say imagine that person didn't tell Logan before they got there.
The thing is,
imagine they told him too late. Then what would have happened? Then they would have get fucked. They would have been able to stop that.
At the end of the day, everybody knows that at the end of the day, Logan wins.
No,
Logan doesn't lose.
I think Logan wins mostly due to his what's it called, his ferocity. He's a killer because his personality.
But then he also wins due to the fact that people.
You don't think he's lucky at all?
No, but I think
I'm saying he's lucky too. I'm saying he has that. He has skill and luck. That's what you need in business.
But why did Tom betray them? Because he knew that at the end of the day, Logan was going to come out on top, and he wanted to be on the winning side.
I'm not talking about. I'm not talking about like. Gosh, now you're.
Okay, whatever.
I was being vague as
possible.
Get
to it. Okay, we'll talk about this later.
But I'm saying that like in all businesses, you need both skill and luck, and Logan has both, and high on both. Right. Yeah. Maybe he didn't get lucky with his kids, but he got lucky when it comes to business.
Well, I mean, he didn't get lucky with his health either.
No, what do you mean? He's still alive.
He had a fucking brain aneurysm in season 1, like first episode.
Yeah, but then afterwards, he just, that's what I thought. I thought, low-key, when is he going to die, right?
Yeah.
But then he never dies. He's always doing fine.
Yeah, it's literally every time he has like a near-death experience, he comes back on top. And he's like 100 times stronger.
That's what I'm saying. Hence the luck. Hence the luck. Okay, go back to this. You got to admit he's lucky in some ways.
What was your favorite episode in season 1 before we get into...
I already said it.
More season 2. Which one?
I already said it, the finale.
Finale is your favorite?
Yeah,
well, you didn't fucking ask me. Jeez.
Yeah, I don't care about your opinion.
Yeah, fucking cunt.
I just kidding.
No, because
by the way,
I didn't get to fucking mention anything about season 1 because you just fucking talking the whole time, you son of a bitch.
Last thing, Mark Malad, who's also the second brain in this series, and he directs many episodes. He's fantastic too.
Yeah. No, but my favorite episode is actually 2 episodes before the finale.
Oh, Prague?
Yeah, Prague.
That one's fantastic too. Yeah.
They go on a bachelor party and Tom eats his own cum out of soon to be Roman's girlfriend's mouth.
Oh yeah, the prostitute. Yeah. He's like, oh, what do? I feel guilty.
Yeah.
But little does he know that Shiv was like,
I don't think she was a prostitute though.
Oh, not prostitute.
She was just
not
a party
prostitute.
girl.
Yeah, she was a party girl. Yeah. But then little does he know that Shiv was shacking with some other guy.
Yeah.
That's
and they're about to get married, and
yeah, I love that scene, by the way. In the final finale, she's like, oh, I cheated. I don't know if like monogamy works for me.
Yeah.
He's like, but I still love you. It's like, I still love you too. And then they have sex.
So I do want to mention one line in that episode where Logan says to Greg before they go out on the bachelor party, he's like, hey, you got to be in charge of my son. I don't want him like doing too many drugs or anything, because I don't want to find him in some French fag's pool.
Yes.
And
wait. No. Don't mention that line.
That was a direct quote.
Yes, that's a direct quote.
Yeah.
I knew you were gonna say that.
Yeah.
I was hoping you would say that when we talk about the finale.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
Save
just
that for
hold
the
on
finale.
to that for later, because
And a brief thing about season 2, not to get into too many things about it, to keep this concise. One day we'll do. We promise we'll do in depth with the guys. We'll do season by season. Season 2 was absolutely fantastic. It's even the intro change where it's like mostly Shiv in the intro. And it was Shiv season. And it's fucking. Oh god, season 2, like, boom, perfect. Improved on everything on season 1. Not saying season 1 wasn't great, but season 2 there was no misbeats. Writing was top notch. It delved into the themes of what's it called, intergenerational wealth and how it corrupts family and family morals. The satirical, satirizing corporate culture, satirizing the Murdoch family, and it does really well in the 3rd season, especially in the finale. We keep on saying that. Don't worry, it's going to be the highlight of the show, hopefully. It just did it so much better, and I loved it, and it was very deserving of all the wins that it got. For my favorite episode, it's like I said, it's hard to say. It's cheating, but it's just true. Okay. I'll say besides the finale, because the finales are always my favorite, because they're just absolutely fantastic.
Well, the finales really cap off everything that's happened so far in the season. And the main like
Succession always deliver in the finales. That's insane.
And like the first season, the main enemies were kind of Stewie, and Sandy, who were trying to buy out the company. Yeah. And
Stewie's cool too, by the way.
Well, Stewie and Sandy kind of continue to be thorns in their sides.
Yeah, even till the 3rd season.
Throughout the entire show.
Yeah.
And then season 2, it was the Pierce family was kind of who they were targeting for acquisition throughout the season. They didn't really appear until like episode 5, but they did stick around pretty much until the bombshell hit from season 1, which was that the cruises were covering up incidents of rape and murder and all sorts of things.
Yeah, there's a cruise scandal, which has big ramifications for the entire series.
Yes.
But my what was your favorite episode outside of the last 2 episodes? For me, it was for episode season 2, episode 3, hunting.
Yes.
Bore
on the floor. Yes. Yeah.
Bore on the floor.
I
Look that up on YouTube.
Yeah.
It's like basically it's a hazing ritual from Logan, where he's basically like making his top employees act like animals. And
well, I mean, one of them is fucking Greg. And Greg's like, yes, I didn't didn't lose.
Yeah. And the whole point is that he's going to do this until he finds out who leaked certain information to the press. It's fantastic. I love it. It also shows the power dynamic between, obviously from those in power and those who are not, and how desperate people can be to abandon their morals and values for just a grain of success.
Well, yeah, and it's also just a power move by Logan to show that he's fucking like in charge.
This the whole series is about power moves.
Yeah,
power moves.
Well, and also it's amazing. It's so fucking toxic and abusive. Yeah, this is every single relationship in the show is so abusive.
It's like politics from Game of Thrones done right. I mean, they did it right in the first 4 seasons, but after that, not so much. And then obviously the finale, right? Like the last,
and that's also hunting's also the episode where Connor, in my favorite subplot of the show, decides that he's going to run for president. Yeah,
I hope that pays off. I feel like it will.
Yeah,
I feel like it will.
I want to see Connor like either as like president or vice president,
yeah,
or like claiming to be president and
Yeah.
that the election was rigged and that he's actually president, like
Yes.
going up on TV and being like, no, this is the real president.
Yeah.
Here, listen to me.
I think I know how to get the guys to watch it. Like every
Yeah.
time we record, we watch an episode of Succession.
Yeah,
We're just
maybe.
gonna have to do that.
Yeah.
We're just gonna have to do that.
Well, if you guys would fucking show up on time.
What's it called? We do. What's it called? No.
You've been 30.
Oh wait. No,
you've
no,
been
no,
30-ish
no,
minutes
no.
late
No,
for, like,
5:30.
every single.
No. I came at 5:30. I said I was gonna come at 5:30. Every time I say I would give a heads up if I can't make it at that time.
Yes,
right?
I know.
Yeah,
but
and then at that time, our what's it called? We were originally gonna do 4:30, but we moved to 5:30 because somebody's made a request, and I came on 5:30 right on time.
but multiple weeks.
No.
You're usually
Okay.
the last person here, though.
Not always. Or sometimes I'm the only person here.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
unless you're the only person.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
What's it called? What's it called? I concur. What's it called? Okay.
Oh,
So
Also, let's talk about just real quick the set choices for season 2, because
you want it, or do you want it? You
Well-
want to save that for a later video?
no, there were just some beautiful, huge
Okay,
sets. You
yeah,
know,
I
like
get that.
I one of the things I like about this show
Oh, they go to a lot of locations.
is
I like
yeah,
that.
a lot of locations, and it almost makes you feel sick inside, like looking at how like
Opulent their lifestyle is.
opulent and posh everything is.
Yeah.
And it's like almost like a disgusting opulence where
Yeah.
it's like it's so fancy, and like the way that they treat people around them, like you see people who are basically like their servants and stuff like that
Yeah.
walking around all over the place, and you're like, oh fuck, like you feel bad for the normal people that they show in the show.
Right,
and
right.
they do it so well.
I
Yeah.
I agree with that definitely. With like, I mean, part of it, it's like it's almost like Wolf of Wall Street's on TV, where it's by the opulence. And I think like the setting and everything. One, it's realistic because that's where they would go, right?
Mhm.
So you would have to have that level of opulence on the show, or it would feel false. It would ring true. It would ring false to what the the show's character and what happened with them. But also at the same time, I think it highlights the irony of the show is that like for people who have all this wealth, fame, and extravagant lifestyle, for them to be so deeply unhappy and troubled, the setting is exemplifies that to like the nth degree.
Yeah. And I mean, they're always traveling like everywhere by helicopter.
Yes.
And they know like 10 different people with private islands.
That's why you'd
and
be
it's, like-
surprised how expensive the show is.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So now, okay. We already mentioned our favorite episodes, right?
Yep.
Okay, and so season 2 ends with, by the way, Logan offers up Kendall for sacrifice to take the blame for the cruising scandals, but at the last second, because Greg had the papers.
Yeah. And so Greg was tasked by Tom, who found out about this scandal like early on when he took over as head of cruises. Greg was the one who was tasked to go destroy all the evidence because Greg was part of the family, but also expendable.
Yeah.
Was his reasoning for that. And Greg was smart enough to keep key documents to kind of be like his shield in case shit did go down.
Yes.
And he decides to hand those over to Kendall and lets Kendall go and run with those and
And then at the end,
take down Logan.
because the key line is like, that was ever gonna be me, right? And I remember Kendall was neutered the entire season, and then he said no because you just don't have, you're just not a killer.
Yeah, you don't have that killer instinct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then and at the end,
Mhm.
Kendall was like, he went for it. He went for
Yeah.
the throat. He said, my father was implicated in, implicated in all the crimes, and he had full knowledge of it, and he's gonna give proof. And Kendall went straight for the beast, for the top.
Yeah,
And-
and he went hard.
And the camera went close on Logan, and he smiles.
Yeah.
He's actually proud in a weird way.
Well, I mean, he wants his son to be able to beat him, I think, partially because
Yeah, because
even though he wants to be in charge,
hence the line in like,
I think it's less that he wants to be in charge. It's that he's worried that if he's not in charge, the company won't be in good hands, and he doesn't trust his children to run it.
right, because
And he cares more about his company
Than his children.
than he
Yes.
does about anything else. And he just wants his company to be in good hands.
yeah, it's like, and that's like his line in, and also his line in season 3, not his line, the Caroline, the ex-wife,
Mhm.
she says, I can have dogs with your dad, right? He doesn't want anything. He doesn't want anything that doesn't love him after he kicks him down.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's also that's also the thing with Logan is that like he does love his kids in a weird way, but but he wants him to struggle purposely in his own weird, fucked up way of parenting. He believes that this struggle will, basically, like, from diamonds diamonds come out of lava type of thing, right? The pressure is what makes the diamonds, and he applies that principle to his parenting and parenting of these three kids particularly. Not so much Connor, right? Which I'm interested. They hint that like Connor's mom.
Well, Connor didn't live with him for 3 years, so Connor lived with his mom after Logan and Connor's mom got divorced.
Yeah, they said they got married.
What
did they say they got married?
Yeah, that was his first wife.
They said first wife,
yeah,
right?
I just want to make sure with his first wife. Yeah,
okay.
And she lived with, and I think it was probably during formative years where he didn't even see Logan for 3 years.
Yeah, that makes sense. I'm curious. I want to see Connor's mom because they talk about like what Logan did to Connor's mom, and that's how he has some leverage against Logan. That's season 4. I'm really excited for that.
Yeah, and Connor, he is the ultimate kind of libertarian, I guess, but he doesn't really get it. He's like that. He's like the guy who wants to be a libertarian because it's the cool thing to be,
right?
Not because he comes from this like area of opulent wealth where he doesn't understand the real problems.
It's kind of like they're all sheltered in their own different way, right? Like it's.
Well, I mean, Connor's had everything he ever needed or wanted, and he's still a little crybaby.
Well, no, of course, that kind of gets into.
Didn't love me enough, yeah.
Before I get into that, I guess let's just get into season 3 then, because that's I guess one of my points regarding that. So season 3 picks up immediately after season 2. It's basically a Kendall versus Logan show, and it doesn't actually play out how you think it will, because the writers are actually good and consistent with their characters, because deep down, Kendall is a sensitive little crybaby bitch who's insecure as fuck.
They all are kind of.
Exactly, but specifically Kendall, and he's so broken about what happened in season 1 that for him right now he has false bravado.
Well, he overcompensates throughout all of season 3. He's trying to convince himself that he's the good guy through listening to what other people have to say about him. And he's like, yeah, if other people think that I'm the good guy, that makes me the good guy.
No, exactly. But what's it called? No, I get that part. But I'm saying like, in terms of like, because there's some complaints online and Reddit and shit that like they didn't like the season as much because they expected Kendall to go full beast mode and destroy Logan.
Dude, no,
but
Kendall,
I'm like, do you guys not know?
Not that great at negotiating.
Exactly.
Like, you saw that from the beginning. He wasn't.
He could be good at negotiating. Like you saw hints of that when remember they're trying to buy the Pierce Corporation in season 2, and then him and what's it called, Logan were negotiating the price, and you saw hints of brilliance.
No, he was just saying a number.
So that's part of negotiating.
Yeah, no,
trust me. I've like in buyer meetings and stuff. That's a skill on itself too.
No, but at the same time, like,
he wasn't amazing.
Shiv had a point.
No, he wasn't amazing, but I'm saying that like there's hints of it, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, no, he knows the basics of business.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, I don't think
he sucks. Like, I think definitely his own, like I said, his own Achilles heel. Just like what's it called?
You saw with like the whole Stewie thing at the beginning, right? Where
you talking about season 1?
Yeah, where he basically sold off a big chunk of the business to Stewie, and his dad was like, "You're a fucking idiot," because he can't see past the immediate.
Yeah.
And that's a big problem.
That's the thing but I'm saying not a lot of people could even get to the Kendall's level in terms of negotiating, right?
Yeah, I'm saying the only reason he is even able to be in those rooms to negotiate is because of Logan. Is because
that's what we're gonna get into season 3. The huge thing about nepotism versus what's it called? The thing about nepotism highlights is very prevalent in this one, particularly between it's like Kendall, Shiv, and Roman are one group, and the group that's benefited from this level of nepotism and their rising companies because of their relationship with Logan, not from their own merits, right? And that plays big into the finale. And compared to the other top executives of Carl, Jerry, and Frank.
You could say that Shiv's a little bit more self-made. I mean,
no, she's not when it comes to the company. No, she's not.
No, but
No, I mean she has accomplishment
she
outside.
she had
but
a
her
good.
all her positions in the company
Yes.
is because she's the favorite.
Oh no, I'm not saying that they aren't. I'm just saying that she has more background outside of the company than
Right,
the
but
rest
I'm
of
talking
them.
about like purely in relationship to the company.
Yeah.
It's all from nepotism. None of them is from their own accomplishments.
Yeah, but she's the
And
only
all-
one. I'm saying out of the three, she's the only one who's actually like done anything decent
Right.
with her life. And
I guess.
and just
yeah.
saying like having a political analyst, right, who came from the area of doing what Shiv was doing to come into a company to help run some operational stuff, especially for a news
But they're
company,
so-
isn't unheard of.
No, it is, but I'm not unheard of, but it's very unlikely, especially, let's be honest, especially with conservative news outlets, they're very misogynistic in some ways. Like for that person with no experience in operations to suddenly come in and what's it called and take over the top position,
But
it's
she
unheard
didn't,
of.
she didn't really do much
She
with
became
it.
president in season 3.
Yeah, but she wasn't really president
But she got the title.
on paper.
No,
yeah.
that's what I'm saying. She shouldn't have got the title anyway. Like if she wasn't related to Logan, right, and nepotism,
Yeah.
then she wouldn't have got it. She's not qualified. She might be good, but she needs experience. So she's not qualified on paper at all to run any part of the company.
Well, that's why they keep on sticking Jerry back in.
Yeah, because she's actually earned her, like
Mhm.
she put her teeth into the company.
Yeah.
She earned her way up there. She licked the boots.
So-
and that's okay. So let's kind of go from the beginning, right?
Mhm.
So like the first half of season 3 was just the Kendall and Logan stuff, and Kendall, both of them are trying to battle they have the media warfare, they have political warfare, and also they have and there's also the incident with them also trying to retain the control of the company, right?
Mhm.
Because of the fallout between Kendall and Logan, you have
Because it's this weird situation where they're both kind of on the same team, but there's like fighting within the team. And it's
Exactly.
like
they're scaring off their
Yeah,
investors.
they're
Like Adrian
basically-
Brody plays a fantastic character. I
yeah.
think like Josh, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Basically, neither one of them really wants to go for the throat of the other one because they know that if they really go hard, then that basically hurts them as well. So
Right,
they're basically trying to duke it out, Kendall and Logan, between each other without doing significant damage to the company, because at the end of the day, they want the company to be in good shape. They just want to get the other person out of there.
Yeah, pretty much. They're trying to kill each other, but like on
Yeah.
a corporate sense, but not like
Yeah.
actually. Like remember, like
And also they aren't trying to like scare off investors, which is
yeah, that's big.
very important. So basically they're saying things like, when they shit talk each other, they also have to be like, yeah, like I would be better, but he could do it just fine, because they don't want the
Yes.
investors don't
Yeah.
know which way the coin's going to land. So if they shit talk one person too hard, then that might spook investors.
Was that I think that was like Lion in the Meadow, or no,
Yeah.
it wasn't that Lion in the Meadow. That's
Lion in the Meadow was the one where they actually met with Adrian Brody's character.
was that the one?
Yeah.
No. Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're right. That's the one. Yeah, that's pretty much what happened. Like what you're talking about, where like
Mhm.
they hate each other. They have to try to kill each other politically on media, but they can't do it to the point where the investors, right, are doing it. Where like Logan, like said that he's the best. It might be him, but he said that mainly
Mhm.
to keep the investor online. And
Yeah.
this whole season, it delved deeper into the involvement of media, went into
Mhm.
corporate culture, and how like merit based accomplishments seem to be less relevant. It's like there's a lot. Okay, main thing is meritocracy versus nepotism in the season, right? And
Yeah.
also or meritocracy versus perception, right?
Mhm.
And I think out of all the seasons, this one did hit it the best because involved in media and how they use that to influence the investors' opinion, and also
There was a lot of stuff about media manipulation too, like on the episode "What It Takes,"
yes,
which they basically go to what could be an equivalent to like CPAC on steroids,
yeah.
where it's just all the incredibly rich or influential people in the Republican Party all getting together to select who's going to be the next president.
Mhm.
Like outside of the normal things, like who are the major players going to back? Who is it going to end up being?
Yeah.
And you see them going through, and then finally siding with the fucking Nazi in the room.
Yeah.
Which, because he was most willing to play ball, and it shows just how unscrupulous they are, where it's like they don't care that
it's less on the merits, it's more about how are they going to benefit the other team, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, and I mean, like
and
what's the guy, Ravenhead, the news anchor that they had that in season 2 was a big issue with the Pierces, because he had some kind of Nazi leanings, and had a dog named Hitler but spelled differently, and got married at some one of Hitler's camps in Bavaria or something.
And I love how he comes back again this season.
Yeah, and he comes back, and that's one of the things, is that because Ravenhead's on their news broadcast, that's why the kind of Nazi-ish or fascist guy, I guess they called him, was really like, oh yeah, I like you guys. You guys are doing good things for me, because this guy's kind of propping him up a little bit already. And they're like, okay, well, let's just, full bore, go into it.
It's almost like these writers actually paid attention to detail on like Dexter, and then actually pay off different little details and storylines off in every little moment.
Yeah. And honestly, that was some of the funniest, weirdest, like kind of scary funny dialogue that I saw, was the dialogue from Justin Kirk, who plays Jared Minchkin, who plays the alt-right guy. Just came from him when he was talking to Roman and stuff, and you see that they're both very toxic people, and he immediately clicks with Roman and kind of feels like a character that's been on the show forever. And it kind of reflects that, hey, all these people are bad people. And you see that more and more.
It's what's called, and having the future Freeform Summit was just like, it just made me laugh, where I feel like, for me at least, like, when I was into political science for a little bit, and it, like, we had to, like, watch videos of conservative party hangouts or conservative party or formations. It was pretty similar to what I seen. Obviously, heightened to the Succession level, and if anything, it's like a little less scary at the same time. And it just made me funny, where like it's so poignant in its satire, where it's like it's not too over the top, where it becomes parody level of like how, like, the Nazi leaning guy, or you had any cartoonish characters. By the way, you had the guy from Barry pop up. Have you seen Barry?
No, I haven't.
Oh wait, never mind. Then you you wouldn't know what I'm talking about then. But at the same time, it also, but they still do what all of these parties are. It's never a party. It's not even a formation. It's not to celebrate the conservative values. It's just more a meeting for more power plays.
So I want to say though, that's not all of the conservative groups that are out there.
No, I know, of course.
There's a lot of these, because I mean, I've worked on
the main one. Let's just say like the Republican Party and stuff.
No, but let me just say, because I've worked on a couple political campaigns, and they were all on the libertarian leaning Republican side of things.
Right.
So I worked for Rand Paul when he was running.
Oh,
I met a lot of people through doing that.
Right. No, but I'm talking about like the top heads of, like, let's just say the top heads of the party, like when they all meet up, there's probably something like this in Succession. I'm saying, like,
oh no, there's definitely things like that where there's minor pack meetings where they've got major influence and sway within the heads of the party and stuff like that, but it's not all the different groups that are like that. There's definitely some fringe groups that are significantly worse.
But I'm thinking about, like, I think in terms of like the top heads, because this is supposed to represent like the top execs, right? Of anything, like a corporate or political government. Pretty much like this. And I think it's like, and I love that Succession is able to balance satire with realism so well. If anything, makes the satire even stronger, unlike some of Adam McKay's stuff like Vice, which just goes all over the place. And I really appreciate that, and I hope they continue to do this more often in the future. I hope they don't mess up this balance. And so far they're proving me right. It's refreshing. It's refreshing to be along with the ride and have so much trust in a writer like Jesse Armstrong and his group, to know that no matter what, they won't fuck this up.
Mhm.
Right. So like every time they have like such a game changing finale, even though I'm like, oh wow, I'm like a little stressed, but I'm never personally stressed or thinking like I'm never worried about what's gonna happen because I'm like, okay, no, they're gonna kick it out of the park next time too.
Yeah.
So yeah, I have so much confidence in them. It's like it's such a great moment for television for writers like Jesse Armstrong to make scripts like this and continuously have the budget that he has.
Mhm.
All right, and
Well, I don't think that Jesse Armstrong wrote that episode though.
no, I'm saying, but
Yeah.
he's in charge of the show, and
Mhm.
he has like writers like him and his group.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's it called? Like that's how like this writer words
Mhm.
work, and he's like trying to form the narrative. He's the showrunner essentially.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And another low key episode that I really like was Too Much Birthday.
Too Much Birthday was like, honestly, I was kind of disappointed that Kendall didn't get up on the cross.
But that's what I know. It disappoints me personally, but that's what that character would do. Remember he backed out like SNL like interview too.
Mhm.
And I was like, oh, are they gonna go for audience satisfaction or are they gonna go for like what's honest with the characters? And they're honest.
Yeah.
They're
What
it's
was
consistent
the
with
song
the
that he
character.
was going to sing again?
Honesty.
Honesty. And he was going
Oh.
to crucify himself on stage.
Yeah. My gosh.
Like he's just.
I'm surprised Naomi wasn't in. By the way, Naomi Pierce. I'm surprised she wasn't in the last 2 episodes at all.
Yeah, she wasn't, was she?
Yeah. I wonder what happened. Maybe in season 3 they'll explain what happened. Like I thought she would be there when she goes.
Yeah,
to
because she seemed to be more involved until the last 2 episodes, wasn't she?
Yeah. We'll see. I think maybe she got scared off after
Well, I guess the last 2 episodes they were around his family.
Yeah, and maybe she wasn't allowed. Possibly.
Yeah.
We'll see.
And
Oh,
who
and
knows?
by the
Maybe
way,
she wasn't allowed in England because of some stuff that happened. Didn't she also have an incident where somebody died because of her?
Oh right. That happened. I don't think that she wouldn't get banned for the entire country for that. But
Or wait, they weren't in England. They were in Italy, right?
yeah. They were in England, Italy. Oh, speaking of another big moments in Too Much Birthday, I don't know why it's not really a big moment, but I just liked it. Oh, hey, Greg got a girlfriend, or asked someone on a date.
Very hot girlfriend.
Yeah, coffee. I was like, wow,
Yeah.
good for you. I love how they keep on saying like, oh, you're punching up your weight and stuff like that. I know it's just the character and stuff, but Nicholas Braun is not a bad looking guy and he's super tall.
Yeah, and I mean, Greg,
And
he's
it's also-
literally amassing more and more power as time goes by. It's like he
The
is
secret
like a
CEO.
young Logan Roy, it feels like almost.
Honestly, dude, I'm saying, you know what? Let's just make predictions. Who do you think will end up on the throne at the end of the series? Greg Hirsch.
Yeah,
Greg
I
Hirsch,
can see that
or
happening.
Greg Hirsch and Tom. Because they're the only like I think if they're going to go with the whole idea of like criticizing nepotism and praising meritocracy, that's the best way to go. Those are the 2 people who are actually working their way up. But to be fair, Greg is also like he only got it because he's related to them.
Yeah, but
he
Greg
has more
works
chance
really
to-
hard.
Yeah,
and
he has more chance.
He doesn't spend his nickel unless he needs to.
Yeah, I love at the watch.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, I'm good.
Yeah.
But that was a cute thing. All right, and then let's get into the second to last episode.
Well, when I say spend his nickel unless he needs to, I'm talking about like info and stuff like that. And like he's very calm about blackmailing people, and he does it in such a way where
it's like, hey, do you think
I could blackmail you? I'm not going to right now, but I could. So he's like saving up his blackmail even when he's using it. It's great.
I even love when he's talking to Tom about like the jail things. Like, oh my god, can you like I know like can you possibly take some of my stuff with you?
They're saying that you're like the Christmas tree. Can I like hang some ornaments on you?
Dude, he's the best. This is low-key. Him and Tom are my 2 favorite supporting characters.
Tom is literally like the biggest, most toxic piece of shit in the universe, though.
Nah, I would say. I mean, he's toxic piece of shit.
Literally,
but
somebody commits suicide because of him.
What's it called? Don't you remember season 2? By the way, we didn't mention it. Season 2.
Yeah.
Roman expedited the launch.
Yes.
And then,
Yeah. Okay. But
that's way more. That's way more impactful.
only 2 thumbs and an arm.
No, I think in terms of toxicity, it's like pretty
but
consistent.
I'm just saying.
And he's at least
no.
and he's at least faithful to his wife.
No, but Tom created such a toxic workplace culture that a dude shot himself in the cubicle.
Yeah, I
And
remember
then Tom went on to go beat the shit out of Greg in the panic room. Okay.
Oh, yeah. I
Just
remember
saying,
that.
like, he's not a good person.
He's not a good person
Yeah.
either. But in terms of like all shitbags,
Yeah.
let's just say this: he's not the biggest shitbag. Yeah, there's worse. Come on, you like the kids.
Like who?
I just mentioned Roman and expediting the launch and exploding a giant launch.
Yeah,
By the way,
but
that's a great shot. Like he noticed it explode and he just walks away.
That's more just out of fucking incompetence from Roman.
No, that's also being a dick. They even told him too, but he's just being a dick and he's just trying to impress his daddy. Yeah.
Yeah.
And also Kendall Roy with his drug addiction, with what he's doing, and also how shitty he is to Lisa, his lawyer, and constantly ignoring their advice. And also, by the way, to Rava,
Yeah.
His ex-wife, he brings in his girlfriend in their house and just camps it, and also destroys like her grandfather's wine or something, and just completely messes it up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's a piece of shit too.
Okay.
Almost everybody's a piece of shit on the show.
Yeah.
The only non-pieces of shit on the show.
I just hate how mean Tom is to Greg. Like
I know you're biased. I love Greg too, so I get what you're saying. Honestly, the only non-piece of shit people on the show, it's like, is the viewers. All right, just kidding. We're pieces of shit for watching this too.
I love how Roman only has one friend throughout the show. And he only lasts like one episode. It's from when he goes to management training.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And he was, I remember.
His partner in management training.
Oh, I guess the only non-piece of shit person is Nan, the head of the Pierce family, and Lisa Arthur, the lawyer.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are the only two.
I mean, Jerry's okay.
Jerry's kind of a shitbag too. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah. She totally indulges it. By the way, Jerry and fucking Roman's relationship is fucking hilarious. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, well, it kind of explains so much. He just likes being abused. It's great.
He loves the abuse. He loves the was it just like me? I love abuse from women too.
What did you think when he sent the picture to his dad instead of Jerry?
Did you see the Half a Clue stories?
What?
I included that meme.
Oh.
It's like when you send something, but you actually send something else in the meeting, and it has Roman go, "Oh shit!" Yeah, he sent the dick pic to his dad,
and his dad was like, "Are you a fucking faggot?"
No, he didn't say that. He said,
"I thought he did."
No, he said, "Are you a sicko?"
Oh, are you a sicko?
No. In episode 3, I'm not gonna say the word. I'm surprised you said it. in episode 3, where he says, "Oh, daddy, I never took you for such a." For that.
I'm not afraid of words. I feel like no, words lose their power if you just don't fucking care about them.
Another thing.
Yeah.
Do you think Logan and Carrie are fucking?
Yes.
Yeah, I think they are too.
Yeah. No, Logan basically.
Poor Marsha too.
Oh, I don't think poor Marsha. I thought that they're basically separated at this point.
They're not legally separated.
But didn't he have her like sign like a NDA contract or whatever in season 2 that basically said, yeah, like, hey, we're still together because things look bad if I get divorced from you, but you go do your own thing, I'll do my own thing, and we'll meet up certain times for certain events.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
But it's still like, I would say, I don't know, because like they were such a power couple in season 1. And then, I think they do genuinely love each other in their own weird way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I do hope eventually Marsha comes back to the fold.
Yeah.
And more often, because I really like that character. I really like the actress too.
Yeah. She was a good character, but I think she kind of played her role with the kids.
I don't think so. I think there's so much more you could do because their backstory and plot too. It seems like there's a lot going on with her also.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
which
Logan's
I think they're
definitely going to have a kid with somebody else.
Yes, with Carrie. Oh my God, with the fucking to raise his sperm count. Yeah. Guys, please. We're gonna force you to watch this, and we'll do seasons 1 and season 2, and then, who knows? We might do another season 3. We might do another season 3 recap episode or whatever.
Yep.
Yeah, for you're talking to you guys, because it's like because as much as like we like talking to each other, sometimes we're like a soundboard to each other. We're just like repeating each other's opinion.
Yeah.
What's it called?
Even though it seems like Philip and I disagree about a shit ton of stuff,
we agree also.
It's only the important stuff that we disagree about.
What's it called? And yeah, one of the best episodes, Shire, where Kendall decides to kind of like bank out, and great conversation by the way between Caroline and Carolina, right?
Yeah.
Carolina and Shiv.
Mm-hmm.
Where we mentioned a quote about like your dad doesn't want anything that won't love him after he kicks it down.
Yeah.
And which also kind of, and then their fraught relationship kind of sets up the mom's betrayal in the last episode.
Yeah.
And I think just like so many good like dominoes being set up for it to be all take down.
And then also the whole thing where Shiv basically tells Tom, "Yeah, I don't love you."
Yeah, I know. Yeah, and even though I think she does in a weird way, but definitely Tom is more passionate about the love.
Yeah. No, she doesn't love him. She needs him.
She loves him too, and it's her own like like misogynistic. She loves that. She
just
could
doesn't
belittle
want to
him.
have a kid with him.
Yeah.
And he's like excited that he can freeze some sperm so that they can maybe have a kid.
Yeah, dude, I've been like had a huge crush on Sarah Snook as Shiv.
Really?
She's gosh, like it's just I think she's
supposed to play like just the average looking girl from a rich family. I thought that was kind of her role.
No, they mention many times how pretty she is. Not in this season, but like the past couple seasons. Yeah. And she's able to easily hook up with dudes.
Because she's rich. I thought that was like the whole thing with her. Okay.
Yeah. And
maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah. What's it called? You're not personally attracted?
No.
I'll just say this. Okay, wait. Pause real quick. What's it called?
Oh, what do you think of the mom's new husband?
Oh, I love the actor.
Yeah.
He was in The Crown and everything, and he was in was a Preacher.
Mm-hmm.
There's not enough of him, to be honest, for me to have a full opinion. I think he's totally fucking them over, and he's like, using them, the Roy family. Once again,
something's gonna happen in season 4 with him. Definitely,
yes,
he's gonna be a big player in season 4.
If he's not, it's such a waste of a talented actor, in my opinion. And they don't do that. They usually use their talents pretty well.
Who do you think's backing Mattson?
That's a good question. Wait, let's get to
I guess we should talk about the Mattson storyline.
Yeah. So Mattson owns a Gojo, who's like he's basically like a Mark Zuckerberg, Jeff Bezos type of character, where super tech heavy, a way of the future. Not Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk type of character, and
played by Alexander Skarsgård.
Yes, who's fantastic.
Yes,
and in a weird way, he's like a younger, more tech oriented version of Logan. They're both like wayward souls in this corporate culture, and in a weird way, when they talked, they oddly enough agree with each other on a lot of things, even though they don't say so. Yeah, and physically too. If let's say Brian Cox, like if they said they were related, I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, and so that's gonna come into. But before I get that into real quick, remember the near heart attack we all had, all viewers, because you mentioned that line again. In season 1.
Oh yes, where basically, what's his name? Logan told Greg, "Yeah, I don't want to see my son ending up at the bottom of somebody's pool."
Guess what happens in the end of season 3, episode 8?
Yeah.
By the way, great conversation that preceded it, which between Kendall and Logan, where Kendall says, "I just buy me out for my share is $2 billion, and I just don't want to be part of this company anymore. I'm just not you. I'm a good person." He's on this weird moral high horse that he puts on himself because he kind of needs to be, right? In a weird own delusional way, despite his own misgivings. But Logan, surprisingly enough, says, "I want you around."
Yeah.
And going back to what Carolina was saying, talking about he wants that type of love. Like no matter how many times he kicks it, it comes back to him. It's like what if I want you around in the mailroom? And if you look on his face when like Kendall said he wanted out, he looked very disappointed. Because one, it was like an end of a battle, because I think he thrives off battles like this.
Well, I think that he likes the fight.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He likes the fight. And number 2, I think in a weird way, I don't know if he necessarily, in a weird way, I think he hoped we're just going to power through this.
Well, if he can take over.
Yeah. We're just gonna power through this. By the way, there's a fucking annoying train conductor outside, and he's a piece of fucking shit who keeps on honking his horn.
Well, just cut this all out then, because it literally passed in the time where you're ranting about the train conductor. So we'll just cut it all out.
No, we're just gonna keep it in. It's natural. It's natural.
No, but he definitely wants to keep
his kids
Kendall
close.
around,
But
especially
in a weird
Kendall.
way, like, even though Connor's the eldest son, but we all know that he really considers his Kendall the actual oldest son, and hence that great scene in the finale. But we'll talk about it in a bit. That he has certain hopes and expectations, like any father of their eldest son, that he actually wants Kendall in some ways to prove himself and possibly take over the company. There's some truth in what he said to Adrian Brody's character, Josh.
Well, I think that
so he's
really
disappointed.
the thing that he has with his kids is it's like, I want you to be able to take it from me, but you're gonna have to take it.
Exactly. And I think he does want Kendall. He does want Kendall to do it.
And I think that that's really like the whole thing. It's like, who can take it from me? Are you all going to be able to get together and take it from me? Or is one of you going to take it from me? What's going to happen?
Exactly. And I think after, after Logan, expresses his disappointment, he's like absolute, and a little bit of anger too, that, and he sees how defeated Kendall is, that he's backing out of the fight. That kind of sets up his mindset in the finale when Gojo offers. So let's get into, and when Gojo offers to buy, Waystar Royco, that one close up where it just lingers on his face. He's probably also thinking about like the viability of his kids taking over the company, and Kendall's not out of the picture. And I think that was one of his biggest hopes, right? And then, kind of like I said, and he even mentions to Holly Hunter's character Raya.
Yeah.
That of his hopes for Kendall.
Do you think that he's actually selling Gojo, or selling to Gojo?
Let's get that in a bit. Let's finish the season 3 8. So yeah, with his after drinking one too many bottles, and his nose is in the pool. And you and I were both like, "Oh shit." Because the writing is so good.
Like, I thought they could have killed him off. I would have been surprised if they did, but not like super surprised.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But the thing is, because narratively, if he died there, that would have been a perfect ending to that character. And two, they put up so much. They set up so much narrative details for including that foreshadowing earlier, that if he died, it wouldn't have felt out of nowhere. It would have felt earned. Right, and that's exactly how the character probably would have died if he wasn't able to get his shit together.
Yeah, I mean, like, he almost drowned in a car at the beginning of season 1.
Yeah, once again, for any writers out there, and what's it called, we are, and for television viewers and enthusiasts, we are lucky to be in a time where Jesse Armstrong and writers like him are able to make shows like this with this budget, and it's fucking great. Best shit is on television now, honestly.
And, honestly, especially HBO.
Yeah,
they
of course
seem to be not just pumping out trash; they're going for like
the quality of content,
quality dramas.
Did you know they spent $30 million on the Game of Thrones, just the pilot? $30 million.
Wow.
On the pilot for the about the first Starks, the first men, and they were just like, it's not working, and they just canceled it.
Really?
Yeah, they didn't even try to salvage it, which is crazy because Game of Thrones, the original series, it failed, so they just reshot the entire thing. But in this one, they were like, no, we learned our lesson. Let's just, if it's not gonna work, it's not gonna work.
Yeah.
$30 million. I want to see that. I'm not gonna lie. So no, they're very. There's a reason why they're the studio with the most nominations every year, right? Because it's more about quality than content, and then quality content than quantity content for them. Netflix the other way. They have quality content. Their belief is we'll produce as much shit as possible, and hopefully one of them breaks out.
Yeah, it's throw it to the wall and hopefully it sticks.
And it works for them. Not gonna lie. Like, let's just be honest. Like, the pure subscriber base, and let's be honest, a lot of people don't have good taste, and they like that shit. They like the bad shit.
I mean, yeah, just look at how well Squid Game did.
Oh, come on. That was a low blow. Squid Game is not bad. Okay,
it wasn't that low of a blow, though, was it?
Oh okay.
Look, so Netflix has great content.
So when you saw that scene, were you just like, oh my God, I wish we watched that scene together.
Which scene?
I wish we watched the episode together. We watched episode 9 together.
Yeah.
Dude, season 4 comes out. We are watching every episode. Discord.
I almost fucking texted you after I saw that scene.
That's what. No, because
I wasn't sure if you had watched it yet, so I didn't want to spoil it.
No, I did. Remember, I told you but because you haven't watched it yet. I said, hey, did you watch the new episode yet? And I said, and then text me when you did, and you did text me.
No, I had already watched it.
No, I watched it on Sunday right when it came out.
Yeah, same.
You did? Then what happened? It wasn't miscommunication. I guess there's miscommunication.
No,
between
you
us.
never texted me about that.
No, not texted you. We talked in person. Remember?
Yeah, when we talked in person the next time, and then you said that you had watched it finally, and that's when I told you, yeah, like I had seen
I
it,
think there
and
was
then-
miscommunication.
Yeah, whatever.
You know,
Okay.
But yeah, next time we're gonna watch every episode. I feel
Maybe.
like yes.
Yeah.
Oh, what do you mean maybe? We're gonna.
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna. What do you mean maybe? You don't like spending time with me? You don't like me being sexually impotent in your ass?
Yeah.
You know? Hey, you know,
that doesn't happen.
unsatisfying.
But,
Are you sure?
no, I
Let's
like
open
people
your
who,
asshole and see
I
see
like
what it
people
says.
who are very time oriented.
Oh, fuck off.
Mr. Okay, I'll come over at 2 and help you set up everything, and we'll get stuff prepared.
Okay,
and then
you know what happened.
I know what happened.
You know what happened. That's something out of
It's
my
happened
fucking
a few
control.
times.
Yes, because I don't want to say it
Hey,
because this
no,
person
I
listens to the
understand. I
podcast.
understand.
Let's just say, extenuating circumstances.
Yeah.
Like consistent. Miles knows this, so it's cruel for him to
It's
to
okay.
mention that.
Blake's been here on time every single week.
Yeah,
so
but
far.
how consistent is he with fucking watching stuff and what's it called, considering and contributing to work and stuff like that?
Whatever.
Exactly. Don't no. You want to do this? You want to go look at me? I actually fucking almost went to law school, bitch. All right.
You almost went to law school.
Yeah, I actually applied.
I almost became a doctor. I almost was an astronaut.
Well, I mean, I
Congratulations.
actually went to like all the steps and actually got accepted, but I just like didn't do it at the last moment because let's just say certain.
Well, I'm glad you didn't go to law school because I would not associate with you if you did.
Oh, you hate lawyers? You think
Oh,
you're
yeah.
scumbag?
Yeah, they're the scum of the earth. They're the
Okay,
first against the wall when the revolution comes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go to the last episode. All the bells say. So now we're talking about. Okay, let's go straight at it.
Mm-hmm.
The fucking Waystar being sold to Gojo.
I don't think it actually got sold. Like thinking about it,
We'll see.
from what
Because
it
you know why?
looks
Because
like,
this mirrors a Rupert Murdoch family, right?
yeah.
You know in real life what he did, right?
No, I don't pay attention to people.
Wait,
I don't give a fuck about people.
I mentioned this in the beginning.
Who cares?
He's the guy who owns Fox.
Yeah.
So what happened to Fox?
Got sold to Disney.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, honestly though, I don't think that Logan Roy sold it. I think that he's cooking up some scheme and he doesn't want his children getting involved with it.
No, I think he might. I think there's a decent chance because you know why? I think that would just make more interesting television if he did sell it, and it's now a different environment where Logan is from the peripheral, but I think Logan does have a plan to get back into the company and completely take it over.
I think he might be strip and selling it.
That's what I'm saying.
Where like he's selling off the company,
Yeah.
but he strips like all of its key assets
That makes sense.
and kind of like does something with them.
See, I don't think it's a straight sell. Like there's definitely something Logan will do to retain power, but I think it is a sell. Like kind of like Murdoch. You know what he did? Like he just sold off the content,
Mhm.
but he kept the Fox News
Yeah,
and the channel.
I think that he's really just trying to fuck this Madsen guy hard.
I don't know, because I think in a weird way, like he does agree with everything Madsen says.
But he sees that Madsen's a worthy adversary, and he hasn't had one of those in a long
exactly.
time.
So I don't know. There's a lot of directions they could take. So that's why I love this. I love because like at this point they could really go in any directions and it's all viable. Like all of this could happen because we don't know what goes on Logan's head. He's an enigmatic figure, but at the same time very expletive in his methods and his approach.
And what the fuck did Greg do for Tom?
That's what I'm saying. I'm so curious. Okay, so let's get into this. So Gojo wants to buy Waystar, and then if Gojo buys Waystar, Madsen will have his own board and basically control the company, and he'll be basing people off their meritocracy or on their merits, unless so on like positions of prestige, right? And that's why the kids are scared shitless. And before that, brief shout out to Jeremy Strong who killed it in this episode. By the way, Kendall didn't die. He was saved by Comfy, who, by the way, is getting fucked over by Greg, who's trying to get at the Contessa, which is honestly hilarious because that's what Greg would do.
Yeah, but no, Greg's just trading up in the world.
I know. That's what I'm saying. It's sad though. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of wanted. but it makes sense. I'm glad. It's a good writing choice. But personally,
the scene in the church though, where he turns to one and then turns to the
other.
other.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. It's great writing choice. If I have pure logical writing, I would do that if I was in the writing room. But at the same time, on a personal level, it breaks my heart a little bit because they were kind of cute as a couple. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little softy sometimes, but I'm curious what Greg does for Tom. Oh, so like go just by the way, Waystar, Madsen and Logan Roy surprisingly connect on a lot of different levels. And this is also, by the way, kind of been a Roman season because each season's supposed to focus on a different. And he's also the one that's to focus on the intro. apparently. So if season 4 happens, it's gonna be Connor's season, his presidency.
Yeah.
And you see Roman stepping up a bit, and he's the one who actually got the Gojo deal going, running and going, and he sent his dicks to his dad. So it's definitely his season.
Yeah,
so
and Roman basically is just really fucking messed up in the head.
yeah,
I mean they all are, but
Roman especially, and then Jerry.
Like in season 2, he's like, "Hey, can you just like pretend to be dead?" And it's like dead people don't have their eyes open during sex. and like he's trying to convince his girlfriend that, hey, he wants to have sex with her because they never have sex or anything, I guess. Yeah, because he's impotent.
Yeah, he's impotent. He's like he's sexually fucked up in the head.
Yeah, he can only do things if they're like fucked up and wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
So he's like, yeah, and she's like, so you want me to act like I'm dead and you're raping me? Yeah. It's like, and he's like, no, it's not like that, but it is. It is. Yeah.
What's it called? It's gosh, Roman's such a weird character.
Yeah.
But I like the actor kills it, Kieran Culkin.
He plays it so well.
Yes, I can't see anybody else. That's like out of all the actors, I mean everybody.
His character definitely changed like midway through season 1, though. Like if you look at him like beginning of season 1, who he was as a character, it really has shifted. Yeah, especially in the second and third season.
I agree. It's character growth, right? Character development.
No, but it wasn't like character growth. It's like they kind of just changed up the core fundamentals of his character a little bit.
I think it's character
to emphasize other stuff.
No, I think that if you're talking about that, I think like you and I afterwards, the podcast probably had to talk about specific examples. But no, I kind of see what you're going for. But no, I think like there were plants and seeds set up there, and it's also just us knowing more about the character. Yeah. Right. So it's not necessarily like changing the character. I just feel like we're knowing more about the character, and also his character is developing and growing.
Yeah, just going back, like I recently went back to go rewatch season 1. Yes. And the stuff at the beginning of the season 1. He feels like a different character slightly than he does during season 2.
I mean, in some ways, yes, but I feel like the core of his character and like pleasing the daddy and stuff like that. And by the way, great callback to season 1 where like Roman, because he didn't have the support of Kendall, wasn't able to go against his dad. But this one, now that all of them are united together, he's actually able to stand up to his dad.
And it still didn't work.
It still didn't work.
Because their mom fucked them this time.
Because I think his core character essentials of like people pleaser, what's it called? A main pillar of his character is satisfying my dad. Right. It's still there, but also like he's a coward unless with support. Right. Only brave with support. All of that's consistent. And back to the thing, Kieran Culkin, I think, embodies the character better than anybody else could. And I don't think that's the one character I cannot see anybody else act. Yeah. Yeah. Jeremy Strong is absolutely fantastic. He's the best person for the role. But I could potentially see another like really great actor. Like let's say, not to say Andrew Garfield, but like of that talent, right? Caliber. Play Kendall Roy. Possibly, yeah. Even Brian Cox is fantastic as Logan Roy. Pretty close. I don't really see anybody else. But if they had someone like I don't like, as Snoop Dogg says, Kyron Hines or something, Sharon Hines, he could have possibly played Logan Roy really well. But Kieran Culkin, nobody else could have played Roman like he did. The mannerisms, his voice, and his weird vein that pops up in the middle of his head every now and then when he talks. Yeah, I don't think anybody could have. Dude, he better win Best Supporting Actor, by the way.
He could.
Yeah. No, I think he should. You really don't think he's the one deserving?
Okay, yeah. No,
I'm talking about performance. Yeah, performance. Not my favorite character. Performance.
Alexander Skarsgård gave a pretty great performance. It was just a short performance.
He would be guest actor. Yeah. Yeah, he would be considered guest actor.
Because like his performance was just like mind blowing too.
Oh, even then, his was not. His was just like, well, he didn't have much to do. Yeah. But I'm saying just in terms of the Kieran Culkin's like fucking sold the supporting show. What's it called? It's yeah. So and there's a whole thing with that also going back to meritocracy versus nepotism. The idea, in some ways, the idea of Gojo buying Waystar and having Mattson rate everybody based on their abilities, is also appealing to to Logan, because for him, in a weird way, he's always wanted his kids to rise up based on their accomplishments, less so on being related to him.
Well, and he also likes to make them compete, and it's hard to make them compete
if they're all together. Oh yeah, exactly. And now with in this situation, in a weird way, I guess in his fucked up mind, I bet you he's thinking like this is good for them, like in his weird way. And also, I just love like that.
Is he right? It might actually be good for them.
I think so. I think it might be. That's what I'm excited for season 4.
I mean, they're gonna be so fucking rich.
Yeah. And then and also in season 4, not in season 4, in the finale when they enter the room, because I love how Carl and everybody and Frank is just bullshitting them, and Cherry's like, oh, we're in the office, but they're really in the making the deal. When we get into the room and we see the group like Jerry, Frank. It was Frank there, right?
Yeah, I think Jerry, Frank, and Carl were
Jerry, Frank, and Carl, who were there because of their merits, because of their accomplishments, because of what they have done, right? And then you juxtapose them, and then you see they're very calm. They understand what's going on, and they just go with the flow. And then for them, like they had to deal with this scythe over their head that could have killed them at any moment. But they had to work really hard. I mean, Frank got fired at one point and got rehired.
Well, he got fired like 3 times.
I know. He just keeps coming back. I do love that.
I think that he's just like the guy that Logan likes to fire when he needs to fire somebody.
Yeah, but Logan loves Frank. Remember how when he has UTI and he was just like, "Oh, you can't be mean to Frank. Only I could be mean to Frank."
Yeah.
But like seeing the dichotomy between those who earned their place and how calm they are. They're sitting down, by the way. Just also good visual direction by Mark Vallad. But while the people who are panicking and scared of this deal because it fucks with their nepotistic rule is the 3 children who would only have been there because of their thing.
I do like what Logan says to the kids where he's like, what do you have that I haven't given you?
Exactly. Exactly. I agree with that.
And it's like, yeah, I mean, they're like, they're being pissy, throwing fucking temper tantrums because they think that they deserve something special, but what have they done
exactly
to earn it? And pretty much nothing at this point.
Right. What do you think entails? Oh, wait, before you even say season 4, that betrayal, Tom, beast. I love that.
Yeah,
dude, that was like a Godfather moment. Remember?
But what's Tom's plan?
No, because I think Tom it's not even his. Well, I guess it is a plan, but I think for him it's just like, there's all these
steps. Trying to protect Shiv?
Fuck. I wish we watched it because Jesse Armstrong broke down the series before this. Because I'm kind of cheating right now because it's just straight out of Jesse Armstrong's mouth.
I don't give a fuck what Jesse Armstrong has to say about the series.
He made the series.
Yeah, but I don't give a fuck what he has to say about the series. Once art is into the hands of the people,
right? But he
it
also
becomes
made the
public.
series.
I don't give a fuck what he has to say though, because I don't want to know. I want to enjoy the series for what
we have our own interpretation, but it's also interesting to see what he says. He's also going to make the
the
future episodes. And
okay,
stuff.
I never read anything. I never listen to anything on any of the content that I watch. So all my interpretations are purely created through my own lens.
Right, but they also could be like.
But they aren't.
Look, I'm just kidding.
The thing is,
people say there's no wrong interpretation. There are wrong interpretations. Look, I'm not saying your interpretation is wrong.
There's something you need to understand though.
Have you read the?
There's 2 opinions that people can hold. There's the right opinion, right here, and then there's the opinion that I don't have.
Audio only listeners,
yeah,
is Miles pointing to himself.
Yeah. You can either have the Miles opinion or the wrong opinion. It's totally fine. Either one works.
So basically, Jesse Armstrong, he was saying that with the way he set up the season was that it wasn't just a spur of the moment situation, right? Like he's like, Tom does passionately love Shiv, but at this point he's a realist and a romantic, right?
Yeah.
So at this point, at one point he will choose self before love.
Well, if he knows that there's no place in Shiv's world for him.
he's just not confident.
Yeah.
He's just not confident because why Shiv was dismissing him while on the phone because there was a couple moments before, right?
He was like, where will I be in this thing? And then Shiv's like, oh yeah, we'll find some place for you.
Yeah. Like it's like this. Earlier it's like Shiv having an affair, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then Shiv wanting to have a threesome, ignoring Tom's wishes.
Mm-hmm.
And then in season 3, when Tom mentioned the jail, she was kind of up for it. She's kind of up for sending Tom, and also, and at the same time, not giving Tom the baby, and also, I don't love you, sex.
Yeah,
And so, and then the final straw was like, hey, what's my place in the company
Mm-hmm.
when this happens? And she's like, oh, I don't know, high up. It doesn't matter. So by her dismissing her claim was her fatal flaw, and it fucked up her power move. And as a result, it cost her position.
Yeah.
And I think that is excellent writing. It's like it doesn't feel unearned. Everything feels earned in this show because once again, Jesse Armstrong, who created the show, has great attention to detail, and it's absolutely fantastic.
So I don't.
By the way, if Jesse Armstrong comes here,
Tom actually,
if he ever does come here,
yeah,
like, can you say the same thing that you said? I want to see his reaction. I think he'll have a fucking fun time.
Wait, which thing?
You're like, I don't care what Jesse says about Succession.
Yeah, I don't care. Yeah, I'll tell him that.
No, I want you to say every single word you said because I want to see what happens.
Yeah,
I want to see. That guy has a mouth, by the way.
Yeah, I can tell from his fucking writing.
Yeah.
So I don't think that Tom actually told Logan. I think that Greg told
you know
Logan.
what?
I think that Greg was the one who passed it on to Logan. And,
but no,
and Tom was kind
necessarily.
of hedging his bets on everything.
Oh, it's I mean the physical act?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's fine. But I think Logan does know it's from Tom.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why it hands to the back. Seriously, Godfather moment. It's like a Godfather shot too. It's like looking through like the little spot in the window. And by the way, Mark Millar said that he had a hard time knowing where to end the season. But he said that like once Shiv, Sarah Snook was doing the acting, and like after she realized the betrayal and she cried, she said, "Oh, that's that." I'm like, "Oh, that's how you end the season."
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, Sarah Snook also killed it in that final episode after she realized Tom betraying her.
Well, I guess the one thing that we didn't talk about in the final episode is we find out that Kendall's still alive. And
we said that. I said that earlier.
Yeah, but we didn't talk about his reaction afterwards. So we find out.
No, I mentioned that he killed in that performance where he confessed. We just didn't get in depth into it.
We didn't talk about that really though.
No, we just didn't get in depth.
Yeah.
I just thought, okay. Go on, yeah.
Whatever. Yeah, but no, Kendall has one of the most emotional scenes that I've ever seen on an episode of Succession. It killed it.
And that was the impetus for them to finally get together.
Yeah, and you see something weird about this family. It's like they're all like, fuck you, fuck that, you're a piece of shit, like yelling at each other and being like completely horrible people to each other. But when it comes to a point where they can tell, oh, he can't take it, like he's beat down, like they calm down, they stop shitting all over each other, and they actually are like compassionate towards each other. And it's just so weird because it feels like that's also how family is sometimes,
right?
Where it's like, hey, they're there for you when you need it, but until you need it, they aren't.
Exactly. I kind of agree with that. That's very honest and rings truth. And even like the form of therapy is like very realistic. Where like I love how Roman's like, everybody's killed a kid.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. I see Hero Meg. You tried.
Yeah, but I mean, at least Roman never tattooed Kendall's name on.
I know. I fucking love that. I fucking love that, dude. All right. Let's season 4 predictions. I guess we kind of already talked about it. Okay. I really do think they're gonna go full on meritocracy themes, and I think it's gonna be all about the fallout from this decision, obviously, and I think Lucas Matson, I hope, because Alexander Skarsgård is a very busy actor. I really hope that he's like not just a recurring character. I didn't want him to be like a major character.
Yeah,
he has to be.
I think that he could be, unless something happens where they reveal that he didn't make the deal, Logan didn't make the deal.
I know. I kind of don't want that. Like, it's just so more interesting in my opinion,
because he gathered a lot of people around there.
Yeah.
So there was something more than just a sale going on.
Yeah. Oh, to be fair, like any type of sale that big, you do need like a lot of personnel.
No, but like
have you seen the actual Murdoch deal when he sold Fox stuff? It was like, it was actually more than that was in the room.
It was but it was going pretty quickly, and it seemed like they were really like setting something up.
Right, because they're also figuring out the details and stuff.
Yeah, but there's a play that Logan has.
I think so. No, that's just from the character. Yeah. I think there's always a play, but as for like the people and the thing, that's just regular of corporate. Yeah, but I agree. There's a play. I wonder what that play is. I do kind of want Mattson to actually take control of the board, and I want to see how the 3 kids work in that environment.
I want to see Mattson get totally fucked over by buying the company. Like, did you watch Silicon Valley?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I know.
So you know what I mean? Where
Yes.
it's like,
yes.
there's a lot of really toxic shit that happened at Waystar, and I want Mattson to buy Waystar, get saddled with all that toxic shit for everything
Dude,
to come
Silicon
to light and
Valley-
just be like fucked.
Dude, Silicon Valley is like the comedy version of Succession. Dude, it's so underrated. People need to
Yeah.
fucking watch that show.
Silicon Valley's great. Actually, I think the comedy version of Succession, like if you had a lighthearted comedy about a family with 3 kids who are all incredibly smart people that were overachievers, a mother and father who were divorced, kind of an eccentric father, a mother who was very notable and wealthy.
Yeah.
What movie do you think that would be? The
Go on.
Royal Tenenbaums.
Yes. By the way, did you hear Royal Tenenbaums made into the WGA's top 100 screenplays of all time?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But I really think that this is like, I don't know why I got that vibe, but this just feels like if they went super dark with the Royal Tenenbaums and changed up some story stuff.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. Oh gosh. All right.
Just relationship wise, it feels
So
kind of matching, I guess.
to wrap this up, any final thoughts before we wrap it up?
Yeah, you're a fucking idiot.
All right,
But-
fuck off.
Yeah, fuck off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shit. You're a bitch. I'm so sorry. Serve the tongue. I apologize.
No, it's okay.
Yeah, I don't want to offend our female viewers. I'm really sorry.
I never understood why words are offensive to people. You know, when I was growing
I'll
up,
go.
no, when I was growing up, kids said the meanest shit to me growing up. And you know what I was told 24/7? Sticks and stones can break my bones, but words will never hurt me. And I had to learn to go cry myself to sleep at night because kids said some really mean ass shit to me. So holding your tongue, it's stupid. Grow some skin.
All right, let's say. Never mind. I'm. You know what? Just to avoid any public fallback, just in case. Okay, so, let's get into ratings each season.
Yes.
Okay, for me, let's just go bam. Season 1. When I first watched it, I was streaming. It bumped up to On the Shelf. Season 2, In the Museum. Season 3, In the Museum. You?
I would have to go with On the Shelf for all 3.
Really?
With the potential for it to be In the Museum, depending on
How it ends?
Right. Because I got fucked over with like Game of Thrones and stuff.
Right, but there's still individual seasons of Game of Thrones that I could say is like In the Museum. Yeah.
Up through like season 4, I would say are all really solid.
Yeah, that's what that's what I'm thinking with like season 2,
it's
right?
like as a whole package, it's like the story. I don't like individually rating seasons.
Right, but we
like-
have to for this job.
Okay. Whatever.
What's it called?
Yeah.
Yeah, but you don't think season 2 is in the museum at least? Honestly, season 3 also. It does. It's like it's flawless.
Yeah, no, it's a great show, but like I don't really put shows in the museum that often.
I mean, this is a TV museum, right? The TV museum. Like, I think this TV season will stand the test of time, and not even that. It will be like looked as a mantelpiece for like other TV writers on how to make like fantastic
it's a good show. I'll admit it's a good show.
Just a good show.
Yeah, it's a good show.
You just told our guys not too long ago it's the best show on television.
Yeah, but I mean that's not that hard. There wasn't very much good stuff on
There
television.
is. What do you mean? We're in the golden age of television.
What are you talking about? At the time we were listening or we were talking about fucking Dexter, and I was like, "This is a better show
before the
than
golden
Dexter.
age of television." Yeah, you know what I mean. What are you talking about? That's from a long time ago.
You made me watch Squid Games, okay?
Yeah, that's not bad.
What are you? Yes, it is. It's horrible.
You want to disagree with the critics' choice?
It's trash. Yes, I do. Squid Games is trash.
You can't admit that. Okay, whether you like the narrative or not, but you gotta admit at least technically there's some like pretty good stuff on it. The production design level.
Too many guns, too much violence. It's disgusting.
All right, so Miles is being a troll.
Yeah.
So
I'm very serious. I don't like perverse guns and violence in movies and television.
It made sense in that show though.
Yeah, but
that they use that to kill them.
I feel like the show is very unnecessary.
Is any media necessary? No, there isn't.
Yeah.
The only media that's necessary is probably documentaries that like bring down like corporations and shit.
I fucking love documentaries that bring down corporations.
Exactly,
and shit.
Same. That's why I do love them. So I'm saying, no fictional media is absolutely necessary. They might become necessary as time goes on, but
except for media that speaks truth to reality.
Yeah, we could just have just reality then.
Mm,
Yeah. So nothing is necessary. I think that's always a bad argument to say whether it's necessary or not. Okay. So it's not even season 2 or 3 in the museum.
they're high on the shelf. It's a very high quality show. I enjoy the show, but I don't.
I love how your opinion fluctuates.
Look, I can't see it. No, really, I do like this show. I think it's an amazing show, but at the same time, like, there's shows that I would put in the museum that are from HBO.
Yeah.
Right. So like Deadwood.
Oh yeah, Deadwood's fantastic.
You gotta put that in the museum, and but you gotta, because that's gonna stick around for a long time, right?
Yeah.
And like,
I think Succession will too.
Okay, and like if you look at like shows like Westworld, right? Season 1, I was like, oh yeah, this is like great show, amazing, gonna be in the museum, and then season 2 and season 3 happened, and I was like, never mind.
I think season 1 was but I think still individual seasons, right? Season 1 I think could be in the museum.
But I look at it as a whole show.
No, there's like that's how you rate series as a whole, right? But you seasons,
Okay,
like seasons,
fine. If you're gonna make me rate seasons, I would say that I still can't say that season 2 and season 3 are museum worthy for me yet.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. That's fair. Maybe as time goes on, right? That might change
because they just feel so partial. Like this entire show. No,
I disagree with that. They have endings. Like they all have. Like season 1 was about Kendall's rise and fall. Season 2 was about Shiv's upcoming in the company and Kendall's rebirth. And then season 3 was like the redemption of the siblings they bring them together.
Yeah, but they
all have I would say that. And
but
technically each season is partial for everything.
They haven't even finished the Stewie arc yet. Just saying.
The Stewie arc. Okay, so how is the water on the bridge, guys? Ask Miles that question on Instagram. Thank you guys so much for another episode of Half a Clue TV review, and we'll see you guys next time.
Okay, bye.
Bye.